So, you want to know more, do you? You want to know about Red's world, its history, his place in it, and all the other juicy details? No? Well then get out of here. This video is about lore, about Red Luster. They're, that's what the video is about. If you're not here for that, then what are you doing here? But before we can get talking about Red himself, we should talk a little bit about his world for context. Long ago, long before man, long before planets, and long before there were even stars, there are two different realms. The realm of light and the realm of shadow. You see, light and shadow are two entirely different realms. Light is centered around order, peace, truth, and law, whereas shadow is chaotic, reckless, and wild with lies and mysteries. But do not look upon these realms with such a basic view such as good and evil. Neither of these realms subscribe to such a thinking. The realm of light is inflexible. The beings that reside there only care about their truths and information, as well as their strict laws. They're practically emotionless creatures that would rip our realm apart just to learn about every little thing in it. Shadow, however, is not much better. The beings that reside in it do not make any sense. They constantly change shape. They vary wildly in their emotions. And anything you can learn from them just leads deeper and deeper into an infinite web of questions. Questions with answers that constantly change in themselves. They hate hard truths, facts, and information. If they get a hold of it, they will obscure it and plunge it into the depths of darkness so that it forever may be a mystery. Whereas light is much the opposite. Light wants to forge truths out of the darkness and will plunge as deep as they have to pull out the most bitter of truths. When these realms came into existence, the first thing they did was begin to merge into one another. Of course, because the shadows want to obscure the truths in the light, and the light want to rip new truths out from the darkness. This merging of realms led to the creation of a new realm, one that balances truths and lies, facts and mysteries, imagination and reality. This realm is called the Gray. This is where all the magic happens. The Gray is the realm that houses the known universe, with all its people, creatures, plants, all of it just being this tiny part of two infinitely expanding realms. It too is infinitely expanding, but nonetheless a result of the other two's existence. If one realm were to suddenly vanish, the Gray would be utterly consumed by the other, relying on the balance between the two to maintain itself. So, where does Red fit in this world? Well, the gemstone in his chest, that is his luster, a source of light created by the realm of light to explore and discover the mysteries of the realm of darkness. The issue is the lusters never made it into the realm of darkness. Just as they reached the surface of it, they bounced right off, swathing them in shadow whilst leaving them to drift off into the Gray. Each luster would struggle against the darkness trying to invade them. But it was this combination of light and shadow that created color. Thus the three lusters were made: blue, yellow, and red. As eons passed by, these lusters would drift their way to a planet, crash down into its surface, and remain inert for a very long time. It wasn't until they finally reached an internal balance that they resumed their mission: to learn. In order to traverse, however, they had to create bodies. After all, a gemstone by itself can't really move. These bodies would gain their own minds, their own personalities, and their own shapes. They would become known as iterations, as whilst these bodies were able to perish, the lusters within them would continue to create more iterations. Every time this happens, the old iteration's knowledge, pretty much all their mind itself, is put into the luster. With all that finally being said, we finally come to Red, who is the newest iteration of his luster. There's no telling which one he is. He could be the first, he could be the 5th, he could be the 400th. There's no real way of knowing. Red himself is confident, powerful, passionate, and strong-willed. When Red sets his mind on something, he better believe it will get done. And if it can't be done, he will do what it takes to make it right. He isn't without flaw, however. Whilst Red does his best, he can't always control his anger, much less when it's righteous anger. When Red feels as if he's been truly wronged, or when someone he cares about is, his mind becomes a one-way track to justice. Once Red sets his mind on something, he will rarely be able to change course, dedicated to the end to achieve his goals, even if they end up being a bit self-destructive. For now, that will do it on this video of Red Luster. I know I primarily talked about his universe and not him directly, but you kinda need the context to the world itself to understand what Red even is. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I will either answer you, or I'll let you know that the next Red Luster lore video will answer that question. That being said, I hope you enjoyed this look into Red Luster, and I hope you look forward to learning more. With that being said, this has been Red Luster, signing out.